Cassie, I just wanted to thank you so much for being able to come in here and be really honest with me and open. I know that you said it was really hard for you to kind of take that step to come in here. So that was really awesome, and I can tell that you care a lot about your family, that you're willing to come in here and kind of just talk to me so we can figure something out. So yeah, I just want to thank you for that. I can tell that when we were talking a little bit, you seemed pretty overwhelmed whenever you would talk about your family and the things that are going on. It just seemed like you were kind of confused with what you were supposed to do, and you were really stressed out. And so I wanted to introduce you to this thing that we call an ECOMAP. And basically what it is it's kind of an exercise to help you see kind of where your energy is going in your life. So to see who you're giving all of your attention to, or the things that you're working really hard at, and how much of this you're actually giving out and how much you're getting back as well, to see where you're at and kind of where your energy is going. So if you don't mind, would you be cool with trying to see what's going on with the ECOMAP?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to put you in the center, because you're the center of your own universe. So we'll put Cassie there. And basically how this works is we are going to have little lines that go out with little circles and things that are important to you. So if we do a really thick line, that means that it's a strong relationship, and that there's really nothing wrong and you are really happy with that relationship. If we put a squiggly line, that means it's stressful. So you can also have like a strong relationship, but it be stressful as well. If we have a dotted line, that just means it's kind of a weak relationship, and it's there, but it's just not really solid or anything. So those will be kind of the things that we use. So why don't you go ahead and tell me something or someone who is pretty close to you or that you spend a lot of time with.
Well, God.
Okay.
Would be one, my number one.
Okay. Now, do you want to mix God with religion, or do you want to keep it separate?
Like just spiritual life, I guess. Would be good.
Spiritual life. Okay. And how's your spiritual life?
I would say it's pretty strong right now.
Okay.
I mean, actually, it'd be in between strong and weak.
Okay. So just maybe like a thin line.
Yeah, a thin line. Fill in those dots.
All right.
School definitely is important. And that's definitely weak right now.
School.
Yeah.
Okay. And with your relationship with your spiritual life, do you think that you are giving and receiving, or is it more of just like you're receiving or you're giving? Do you think it's both or just one?
I could definitely give more than I am right now.
Okay.
So I'd say it's leaning on the receiving side more than
the receiving side.
The giving.
Okay. All right, well that's fine. That happens a lot. I feel like with spiritual lives, it's really easy sometimes to, I know for me in my life, to just go to church and get stuff out of it, but not really be involved, because it is a program and it is somewhere that you go and they are designing it for you, and so sometimes it's easy to get caught up in that. But that's okay. I mean, that's what God's there for, is to be there to give you that. So that's all right. But it is cool. I can tell that you want to get involved, so that's definitely a good thing. Okay, with school, tell me a little bit about school. What's your major?
Currently health science right now. But yeah, health science, going for physician's assistants.
Okay. Wow, that seems like an awesome major. Do you like it?
So far, so good. I'm actually thinking of switching to nursing and do nurse practitioner, so we'll see how that goes.
Seems like you're really ambitious. I know that nursing is kind of hard sometimes.
Well, you know, try giving it my all.
Well, that's good. Okay, so with your relationship with school, how would you describe that?
Well, right now it's pretty weak, just because I've been really busy and it's not sticking too well, so...
So it's just kind of there. Is it stressful as well?
It's very stressful.
Okay, so very stressful. So we'll do a dotted line and a squiggly line. And what do you think about the arrows? Are you getting stuff out of it, or you think you're just kind of giving right now?
That's a hard one. I mean, I feel like, I don't don't think I'm doing both.
Mhm.
If that's possible.
It's just kind of there.
It's just kind of there and through the
Yeah.
motions right now. I mean,
I think it's easy being in school to think, like, what am I getting out of this right now? I mean, I'm just putting so much work to studying, but in the end you'll realize, like, oh, this is why I took that class and stuff. So yeah, I can see why.
hopefully I'll feel that.
All right, so we'll just leave it. We won't put any arrows. We'll just put stressful and weak and just kind of keep that there. Do you have any relationships that are really strong and that you depend on a lot in your life?
Yeah, definitely family. Family
Okay.
is number one.
Do you want to put them together, or would you like to put them specifics? Like, are you closer with one than the other?
Well, with my parents, I'm definitely closer to my mom
Okay.
than my dad.
Okay.
And then my siblings.
Kind of the same.
Yeah, pretty much
Okay.
the same.
So we'll just put siblings, and then we'll put mom, and we'll put dad. Okay. So with your siblings, why don't you tell me a little bit about them?
Well, I have two siblings, a brother and a sister, and my brother moved out, so our relationship is still strong, but it's like we don't really see each other anymore a lot. So it's kind of like, it's kind of rough because when I do see him, he's like, I don't know, we don't hang out as much anymore.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, all right. I mean, but our relationship's still strong.
So you're saying it's like a little bit different than it used to be?
Yeah, it's definitely different, but it's definitely like the same.
Right.
You know?
It makes sense. I have an older brother, and I went through that before too, and I definitely know how it feels.
Yeah.
So would you say that it's like strong or just thin?
I would say it's strong.
Okay, strong.
Honestly.
And with your sister as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're tight.
And are you getting as much as you're receiving from that?
With my sister, yeah. With my brother,
Not so much.
Well, he's the older one, so you know.
Right.
You're always gonna
It's always a little bit different.
get picked on.
Right. Okay, so you're definitely giving to those relationships.
Yeah,
so, okay.
definitely.
And we'll just put an arrow back.
I'm receiving too.
Okay. And your mom, you said you are close with her?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a strong relationship as well?
Mhm.
Okay. And what about your dad? Tell me a little bit about your dad.
Well, I think my dad, he's pretty much, I mean, both my parents work a lot, and I really don't see my mom that much, but my dad works at home, so I kind of see him working all the time, and like, I say hi to him every once in a while, like, you know, but I just feel like it's not as close as it could be. I mean, we have our good days, but we also have our bad days, so it's kind of according what kind of mood he's in. If he's in a bad mood, it
would you say
puts
that
stress on our relationship.
Would you say that relationship might be a little bit stressful as well? That's what you said?
It could, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just do a relationship, but a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
And what do you think we should do with the arrows? Do they go both ways?
We're kind of on a good note right now, so it's kind of hard to say, but I would say I feel like I would keep it blank, honestly.
Just keep it blank?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because, I mean...
Do you think you give to your relationship?
Yeah, in a way.
Okay.
In a way, yeah.
All right, well, let's just put an arrow going that way.
All right.
Okay, what else do you think is important to you? Do you have a job that you work at right now?
Yeah. I have 3 jobs right now.
3 jobs? My goodness, you're a working woman.
They're definitely important to me in my
Okay.
education.
So we'll just put work right here. And so do you work to pay off your tuition?
Yeah.
Wow, that must be stressful working both jobs and doing school.
It's definitely a factor in my school.
So yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's definitely stressful.
Okay, so it's stressful. Is it I guess it would just kind of be a relationship. Is it strong or is it just kind of there?
It's pretty strong.
Okay, strong.
Strong and stressful.
Stressful. And you give, definitely, but do you receive from it? Do you feel like you really like going to work, or is it more just you do it to get stuff done?
I actually like all of my jobs.
Okay.
As long as nothing bad happens.
Right.
I mean,
So is it kind of like a release to you to be able to go and work?
2 of my jobs are,
Okay.
and then one of them's just kind of there. So you know.
So we'd say it's giving to you a little bit at least.
Yeah, it is.
All right. What about church? Do you go to church?
I do go to church.
Okay. So would you want to keep that separate from spiritual life, or is it kind of all in one?
I feel like spiritual life and church all go together.
All together.
For me, yeah.
What else?
Another one would be friends.
Friends.
Definitely.
Okay. Do you have specifics, or is it more just general acquaintances and stuff?
I mean, I have a few best friends, and then I have friends, and
Okay.
they're all definitely important to me. So I put them in the same category,
Okay.
honestly. I don't have any like friends right now that I'm too worried about our relationship with, but I don't know. Like, I mean, there's one where I haven't talked to her in a really long time, but I know like we'll pick it up at the end. So it's
Right.
kind of like, like not too. I mean,
It's just kind of drifting away a little bit.
It is, but in the end, I know like it's just because we're both busy,
Right.
kind of,
Right.
maybe. And so like I feel like at the end,
It'll
but it's
work.
still kind of like stressful because it's like,
Right.
I don't see her as often, and I don't talk to her as often. So it's kind of like.
So why don't we just go ahead and put her on a different one? Do you want to say a name, or we can just put
Let's just put Sally for
Sally?
now.
That's fine, because you know who you're talking about. And then we'll just put a week. Is it becoming weak a little bit?
Yeah.
Weak and stressful.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you think that either of you are giving, or is it just kind of
I'm
there?
definitely giving.
Okay, you're giving. Do you think you're receiving at all?
Not so much right now.
Okay, so we'll just leave that. What about your friends?
I think they're all strong.
Okay.
I'd put a strong line
Strong,
there, and I would put a giving for. I give to them,
Okay.
and then I'd put. If you could put a half arrow
Okay.
for a half give,
You half receive, you mean?
a half receive.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I know how that is with a relationship. Sometimes you get caught up with wanting to make everyone happy that you do it and you realize, man, I'm not really getting much back from this. So
I'm really feeling that.
Yeah.
So.
it's important to be able to give and make people happy and stuff, but it's also important to think about yourself too sometimes.
Yeah.
So. But it just seemed like you do have some friends, so that would do that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you think that is important? Do you have anything?
It's kind of weird, but I think sports are important.
Oh,
so.
no, that's not at all. That's a very big part of a lot of people's lives. What kind of sports do you play?
Pretty much any sport out there I play, so.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah, no, not at all. Have you been playing your whole life?
Most of them, yeah.
Mhm.
Softball, it's my 16th consecutive year.
Wow, that's crazy.
So. And then, yeah.
Okay, so you would be a strong relationship.
Definitely.
And would you say it's stressful, or is it more of just kind of a release?
It's definitely my stress reliever.
Okay, awesome.
If I
So
did
it's
not
giving
have-
to you.
Yeah, if I didn't have sports, it would be rough.
Right. Right. And do you think that you're giving as much as you're receiving, or?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's good. Sports are a really good way to get rid of stuff. I've been doing that for a while. Okay, can you think of anything else?
Not really.
No?
I mean, that sums up my life.
What about extended family a little bit? Do you know any of them that you're close with?
Well, my dad's side, I'm pretty close to.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's side, just because of some, like, with my grandparents dying and everything, and my aunt dying, like, that put a lot of stress on our family, that
Okay.
side. And so,
So your mom's side is stressful.
yeah, so, like, that whole side of the family is really falling apart, so it's kind of hard to have a relationship with them.
I see. But your dad's is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. All right. And with your mom's side, do you feel like you give as much as you receive, or is it just kind of...
We both don't
It's all
give.
just-
We don't try,
yeah, okay.
honestly.
That's okay.
Sounds kind of bad, but...
No, I mean, sometimes it's easy to drift away from extended families, especially if you don't live by them and with stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we kind of have summarized, seems like your whole life on this page. I noticed when you came in, you were telling me that you were really stressed out and you felt like there wasn't a lot of people that were supporting you, and you were just having so much to deal with. And so I thought that maybe doing this ECOMAP would help, because if you can look at it, it seems like you do get a lot back. You know, you have strong relationships from your sister and your brother, your mom and your dad's side of your family, and you do have a relationship with your dad. It could probably work a little bit better, which is totally normal for a lot of relationships. Work, you love work, which that is special in itself, and just friends and everything. So it's nice to be able to see that those things are there, those relationships are there, but it's also nice to be able to see, wow, you're putting a lot of effort to school and all those things, and you're not really getting much back right now. So yeah, just kind of looking at this, it's nice to be able to put your life into perspective and be able to see which ones you want to work on. And so I think it's important to keep working with your strong relationships and use your mom and your siblings and your friends to be able, and sports, to be able to keep you sane and keep you strong while you're working through these hard times. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you so much for letting me go over this with you. I want you to keep it, because I think it'll be really good for you to be able to just kind of look at whenever you're feeling crazy.
It'll definitely help.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you, Cassie. It was good talking to you today. I hope you have a good day.
Thanks, you too.